What's up? I don't even really know how to introduce this video or really anything at all about it, but I just really don't think, especially at the university level or well any level any level, that people that are dealing with mental illnesses, I just don't think they get enough credit. I say they, but I should be saying we, I guess, because it is really understated how difficult it really is to deal with sometimes. And it's really frustrating because sometimes, I mean, there are good days, which is awesome, right? I mean, good days are what everyone strives for, the freaking good days. That's what, when you're having a bad day, you're like, I gotta remember the good days, that those actually exist and that they can happen and then I can get through this and have more good days. Like, when someone has a good day, that doesn't mean that it's all over for them and that they've beat their mental illness. It's just a good day. And they happen just like bad days happen, and just like okay days happen, and just like really awful days happen. They all just sort of happen. And the amount of energy it takes to get from bed to the shower, or from bed to the laundry, or from bed to school, or to the library, to the assignments, to work, to whatever, it's a lot of energy. And the only way I can really sort of make it seem a little bit more relatable to anybody, because I used to play soccer when I was in high school, and you know how when you're first training and you're going to practices and stuff, and it's the first of the season and no one's really super fit yet, right? Like, you're not really into that running mode and stuff like that, but your coach works you really, really hard, so you're doing laps for like minutes and minutes and minutes, and it feels like forever, and your lungs just start to hurt and your heart starts to hurt. It kind of feels like it's really tight in your chest, and you can feel the lactic acid building up in your legs, and it's just, your whole body is just like, wow, holy crap, what is happening? But you keep looking at the time and the fact that other people are still going, and you tell yourself, I have to keep going, because if I don't, I'm going to look weak to everybody else. That's basically kind of how that thing goes. At least I know that kind of works that way for me, is that when I see other people that can still go to school and still take 5 courses, or can still go to work or do assignments and just go on with their lives, I feel like that one kid that goes to practice and is there but never really gets to participate, and people think that they're lazy and that they don't try hard enough, and that maybe they really shouldn't be part of the team because they're not a team player. And it's not even that. It's not that they're not a team player. It's the fact that sometimes you just can't. Sometimes your actual body is stopping you from being able to do what everybody else is doing. Just like how with mental illness, your whole body just, your body and your mind, it just stops you from being able to do what everybody else is doing sometimes. And that's why I call them holdbacks, because it literally holds you back from doing things. Like, you kind of feel weighted down. Sort of like if you've ever played rugby and you get tackled by someone and their entire body weight is on top of you, and you just feel, in that moment, you feel a little bit weak. Like, you're just completely winded. You're like, oh my god, like, what just happened? Like, someone actually knocked me off my feet, and you're just there and you're trying to catch your breath and you're trying to push them off you, and sometimes you can't get them off by yourself. I mean, you have teammates, that's what they're, I mean, sometimes something really bad happens, and if something goes really south and you need help getting up, that's what teammates are for, and that's, in life, that's what friends are for. And that's basically comparing mental illness to sports. Yep. I also kind of compare living with a mental illness to Batman sometimes, but that's just kind of weird. But then again, that's just because he doesn't actually have superpowers. He's just a normal guy that has experienced some really crappy things in his life, and he's got a best friend, it's his butler, who helps him be a better person, be a stronger person, and tries to guide him in fighting insanity. So, I mean, come on, how great is that? How well does that work? Like, but I mean, in all honesty, I really don't think that people with mental illness get enough credit for being able to do what they do, because people just don't get how hard it is, because the whole process of living with it is hard. Getting a diagnosis, that's really hard, because sometimes it doesn't hit you until a lot later. You're just like, oh my god. Sometimes you're on medications for like the rest of your life, or you hate the fact that you're on medication because you have to take that just to be able to, you know, get out of bed and go to school. But there's no shame in that at all, because it's not your fault. Just like how if someone is diagnosed with cancer, that's not their fault. I mean, certain situation, yeah, but it's really hard. Like, living with it, getting a diagnosis, recovery is extremely hard. When you relapse during recovery, that's even harder, because that just, it's like transport trucks just running over you. And it's really hard. And then trying to explain to people how hard it is really hard. And it's, yeah, because you don't really ever get a break from it, because it's all day, every day. Especially even if you're having a good day, because you're like, so excited that I'm having a good day, but I'm really scared because I know that a bad day is going to be coming next. But you kind of can't think of it that way. You got to try and look past that. And that's, again, that's really hard. So just wanted to say the fact that I really think that people that are dealing with mental illnesses, that are living in the world, don't get enough credit. Especially when you get told you're not living in the real world. If you've got like anxiety or something, that's like, yeah, you get family members that are like, you know what, you're gonna have to get over that once you get into the real world. It's like, excuse me, hi, hello, I'm in the real world. Okay. This is the real world for me, and it sucks, and I get that it's inconvenient, and it's really hard, and it's hard for me, it's hard for you and everybody else, but you gotta work with me on this, okay? You can't just knock people off their butt and like, help them out, okay? But yeah, I guess just a lot of people I know are having a really hard time right now, and I'm having a really hard time right now, and they're really brave, and they're all really strong, incredibly amazing people, and when they're having a hard time, I know they don't see that, and that sucks. And they don't get credit for being as strong as they are, and they don't get credit for working as hard as they do, and I just want people to give them more credit, because they deserve it, because I know how hard it is, and, you know, I just want to make them feel better. So, you know, I really wish I could say that I'm going to study right now, but I have zero focus whatsoever, so that's the thing. I'll try. Alright, have yourselves a wonderful March, where's the thing? 25th, there we go. Have yourselves a wonderful March 25th, Tuesday. Big snowstorm coming. Mother Nature watched Frozen, and I get it. Mother Nature wants to build a snowman, but I'm done. Built enough. Good. Stab. Alright. See you guys later. Maybe if I... Yeah.